Freedom to Speech Radio.
Coming up today on Backchat.
Place your top and bottom teeth onto the item that you are biting. Allow it to rest on the tongue for about 5 seconds.
I mean, if you want my opinion, you cannot spell marriage without rage.
That's very good. Sarah is a proponent and influencer in the in the nibble diet culture. It seems to be an amazing breakthrough, is that you can eat almost anything you want, as long as it's just a nibble.
Absolutely.
Sarah, if you just hold on the line there, I think we've got Kevin. Kevin, how do you feel about the nibble diet? Are you getting on okay with it?
Well, I'll tell you something now. It's a cult.
Sorry, the nibble diet is a cult?
The nibble diet is an absolute scam. I know your other caller. I did the nibble diet for 3 years. I even went to nibble camp. If I choose to have a snack, I was branded a snacker at the denouncements. I was lucky to get out of my life, and I lost no weight.
Right, hold on a second there, Kevin.
I'm sorry,
Sarah,
Kevin, I'm just really appalled that you've actually called in here, because the reason why you were not seeing results is because you weren't nibbling properly.
Kevin, were you following the nibbling instructions and nibbling properly?
The 15-second thing is only a recommendation.
There is an art to nibbling in order to lose weight.
There's an art to nibbling, exactly.
There is.
Talk us through the art of nibbling. What's a nibble?
You need to first of all cusp whatever it is you're nibbling on the tip of your lip, tilt it backwards, then place your top and bottom teeth onto the item that you are biting. Allow it to rest on the tongue for about 5 seconds. For the next 10 seconds, you move your mouth up and down and you proceed to chewing. The movement of your lips and your teeth aid the weight loss, because as you are moving, you are burning calories.
And then do you put the piece of food down?
And then you put the piece of food down.
How do you expect me to nibble that slowly when there was a 15-hour day of hard work to do at these camps?
Whoa. What are they making you do at the camps?
Everything. I was mopping floors, I was cutting grass, cleaning toilets, and all for the, get this, £850 a week.
That's what they paid you?
No, that's what I had to pay them.
We encourage all of our members to get involved in activities that they do at home.
Sounds like a holiday camp. It sounds lovely.
You used to carry a whip.
That is absolutely not right. Carrying a tape measure that is leather is not a whip, okay?
It had 9 ends in it. Nobody ever got to nibble lord apart from her and Emily.
That is not true. We actually had a third nibble lord, but due to circumstances I can't discuss on this call, they had to leave the camp.
Well, Angus.
What happened to Angus?
Yeah, what happened to Angus? What did happen to Angus?
No, I'm not in a position to explain what happened to Angus.
He wouldn't whip people.
Okay, Sarah, are you whipping people in Nibbleton?
We are whipping people into shape.
But Kevin, you're saying you were whipped.
I was whipped frequently, and I put on weight after a whipping. I had 3.5 kilos of scab on my back. There was no way I could lose weight there.
So, on the subject of marriage, is it a sacred institution, or do we not need it anymore? We've got Ryan on the line. Now, Ryan, you've got a few strong opinions about marriage. Can you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, I got some strong opinions about marriage. I've been married 5 times in my life.
5?
They've all ended in divorce.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the whole institution is a sham.
Right.
I think it's a borderline Ponzi scheme invented by either the Illuminati or the Russians. I wish I'd never met a woman. First got married when I was 18.
Yeah.
People say that's pretty young, but I live on the Isle of Man, and that's about the standard for the Isle of Man.
Right.
And so she took half of everything, which is the standard thing.
Okay,
so
sure.
It's like, yeah, I had a house, now I've got half a house, I've got a flat. I can live in a flat.
Yep.
I've lived in a flat before. You know, I used to have a sandwich, but then, you know, she gets half the bread. So yeah, it's cheese on toast. I actually quite like cheese on toast.
Yeah.
Ash, am I allowed to swear, Ash?
No, but where are you living now? What do you live in?
I live in sort of a window box. I mean, if you want my opinion, you cannot spell marriage without rage.
That's very good.
You cannot spell matrimony without trim.
Okay, also on the line we've got Janine. Now, Janine, I gather that you absolutely love marriage as an institution. You're a big fan.
I love marriage. I love the feeling of security. I love older men in particular. You know, they're very gentle with their old hands.
What do you get married for?
Money first, love second, third sex.
And your current husband, is he in good health?
Not particularly, but that's not, a reason to not love him. I mean,
No.
he had his voice box removed and both his feet.
Ryan, any thoughts about Janine actually making a living off marriage?
I mean, you seem like a nice girl, Janine. I have nothing against you personally, but I would say that this is the most unpleasant conversation I've ever heard in my life. I feel for all of your husbands.
Oh, come on.
But Brian, to be fair to Janine, she's not doing anything, illegal or bad. I mean, she's entering into
She's not doing
marriage.
anything bad. She's not doing anything bad. I've been a hard-working veterinarian for 40 years, and here I am living in an upside-down plant pot outside what used to be my home. Am I allowed to swear? Am I allowed
Brian,
to swear?
No, you're not.
we need to look after our elders. And I love Herbert. He's so funny,
What kind of funny?
What's the funniest thing he's ever said then?
Yeah,
Well, he
what's the
tells
funny-
me all these stories about being lost in the jungle in the war, where the monkeys stole his chocolate. And obviously, because he can't speak, he just sounds like this when he speaks.
How old is he then?
He's 90. Oh, I can't remember. I don't really care, to be honest. He's like a fossil. And when Herbert makes love to me, it's like tantric.
But he's got no feet. Okay, and on the line we have Chloe. Now, Chloe thinks that marriage is a good thing. Chloe, are you there? Can you tell us a little bit more, please?
Hi. Well, I just got married a couple of weeks ago, and I do think marriage is a great thing. No, congratulations.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Congratulations.
The meaning of life is love. I think it's really beneficial. It brings a lot of quality to people's lives. I'm sure you're married yourself by now.
No, I'm not married. No.
I don't mean to sound like a smug married, but don't you worry. I know you'll find somebody soon. You know what to say. There's plenty of efficiency and all that. You will find someone to watch sunsets with. Make plans with, share breakfasts with. Have someone with you when you have spinach in your teeth, someone to really listen to you, to finally listen to your meaningless
Yeah,
life.
right. Thanks, Chloe. Bye.
You're listening to Freedom to Speak Radio. Thanks, Ash. Always quite the characters on your show. Now it's time for Politics Hour with me, Tony Brackett. I'll be speaking to the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care. But first, here's the weather, and look out, it's going to be another scorcher.
Freedom to Speak Radio.